The Sony A9 is an ultra-fast mirrorless camera with 24 megapixel sensor and 20 frames per second. There's really nothing else like it out there. Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you the accessories that we have for this wonderful Sony A9. How to equip it with the base Arca-Swiss type plate, the L bracket, a handle, video cage, strap, and of course what we see here, the Boomerang flash bracket. We're also going to run through the same scenario with the optional grip that I have here. Alright, so let's dive in. So what we have here are two L brackets sized specifically for the Sony A9. Okay, we have the body L bracket. Now this L bracket consists of the bottom plate PBS A9 and the vertical part PLS A7 III. Now, as you all know, the A9 and A7 III are almost identical when it comes to size, but the bodies differ just a slight bit, so the bottom plate is different. The vertical part is identical to the A7 III, and that's what we have, okay? Now for the grip versions, they share the same grip. So obviously the plate is the same, PBS VG-C3EM, a very long name. So all of these are Arca-Swiss type plates, this, and the verticals, okay? Now, so if you have A9 and A7 III or A7R3 with the grip, then one bracket will match both cameras, okay? But for the body, you need a specific plate for the A9. Alright, so let's talk about the common features in both L brackets. So they both have magnetic Allen wrench storage. You know, see this just pops in here. Okay, and to take it off, you just slide it off, take it off. Okay, pops in. Both of these L brackets have anti-rotation, and it's a four-way anti-rotation. And typically that's used with our cold shoes or some other adapters. Okay, we have anti-rotation, for example, on a NATO rail. So let's say you want to mount this cold shoe on top. So you just put this in, and you would put in with the pins for the anti-rotation. So you need to get the pins separate, and you would just pop them in like so. We also have 1/4 holes on the sides. All right, so over here we can also mount cold shoes here, or we can mount cold shoes on this one actually in 3 places on the side, here, here, and here. Okay. Now this has anti-rotation and these have anti-rotation. If you have more than one, if you can fit more than one pin, you should. All right, I'll show you an example how to mount one of these later. All right. This one here allows for the battery access, obviously, and it's, if you notice, if you look at the difference, sometimes people ask us, can I use the same L bracket with or without the grip? And I think that's because you don't visually see them. See how different they are? This one is just so much smaller, and this has the cutout for the battery, okay? Now looking at the bottom, the vertical grip one has extra threads, so you can mount some accessories here. The bottom plate is fairly similar. We have 1/4 holes. These two screws hold the vertical parts, and these two hold on to the rods inside the bottom plates. Okay. Now for these two holes here, those are the strap ports. Okay, and the strap port simply works like this. You push that button in and retracts the bearings that are inside it, and it just locks. So once again, you just press this and it's locked in. So this is your strap port, okay? Alright, let's say one more time, push it in. Now we are all working on a unit that would allow you to just hook carabiner style straps. So that's this one here. So this may become available later this year, all right? and it just works the same way with this L bracket. Alright, so let me just, oh, one other thing. With these two screws on the side, with these two threads on the side, you can mount a port protector. You can mount it to this one or to this one. That just goes right in. I'll show you an example in a second. Alright, so let me install a cold shoe onto here. I like to do this, I like to expand the bracket a little bit more. Kind of gives me some room to work with. Okay. And we just lock it in place here, then check those, make sure these are tight before you use them. You have unrestricted battery access. If you do use one of our strap loops, this unfortunately covers the battery door, as the body of it is just so small. It just covers it by a tiny bit, but you might have an issue accessing the battery. Okay? Alright, so what we need to do here is install, gonna use pliers, install these. Can you see here? And we're gonna install this anti-twist pin in here. Now this one here is a little tighter, so it just takes a little bit of extra effort to get this in. Alright, and then what we go on is we put this cold shoe right on top of it. So this cold shoe now will be extremely sturdy and it's not gonna twist or turn on you. So any accessory you put on there, it's gonna be extra rigid. So let's say you wanna put this NATO rail, for example. You know, you try to twist this, it's just not gonna go anywhere. Okay? And then you can install a handle or whatnot here, a microphone or a light. Okay? So that's just how it goes. Let me show you how to use these side ports here, especially with the Sony A9, as it has a micro HDMI. It's just an extremely fragile connector. There's actually two ways to use this anti-rotation. You can get one of these like pigtails connectors, adapters. So you have micro HDMI on one side and full HDMI on the other. So these could be like attached permanently to your camera. So you could just go like this, and then you just basically make sure that the plug is in like a neutral position. Then you install this on top of it, this little part here. So this goes here and this goes here. So if your plug is small, you can pre-install these before. If it's, because you can just squeeze it through here, as you can see. But if it's big, then you need to like separate them. Okay. So then then you just pinch the cable, make sure that the plug is really nice and neutral. And just like find the right position. You may need to wrap the cable maybe in some tape just to give it more protection. But as you can see, you can pretty much hold on it, not pretty much. When it's properly installed, you can tug on it all you want and it doesn't affect this. So, and like I said, this can be installed on both L brackets. This one or this one. Works the same way. Yeah, this is actually really nice. Offers bump protection, so you can't bump into this, into the plug and damage the plug. You can actually bundle up and install the other cables in there as well, as there's more room inside here to squeeze additional cables. So it could protect 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 cables. I don't know if you're gonna use that many, but in any case, yeah, it can protect multiple cables. All right. So I think you get the idea with this one. And again, if you have a pigtail, or you can have just a really long cable too. Sometimes you could source like really thin cables. Those would be preferred because those tend not to stress the port too much. If you have a thick cable, that could stress the port if you're not careful with it. Alright, so that's a really nice feature, protecting this awesome A9. Alright, let's pull it out, and then we can undo this. So this is pretty much it, all the features of the L bracket. Now let me take off the L bracket and we'll talk about the features of the plate or additional accessories just for the plate. Another really cool option is to get a handle. Let me close this port here. The handle just slides into the side of the plate. Notice those ports. Just goes right in. Tightens with the thumb screw, and voila, we have a handle. So this is especially useful for additional accessories you can mount on top. Has a 1/4-20 with anti-rotation again. So similar fashion to the L bracket, you can install this cold shoe on top. Just works really well. Also with the handle, you have an option to use anti-rotations right on the body of it. That's right here. You can just install these two right there. It's really light, really good accessory. You can install this handle actually upside down if you wish, or with the curve facing forward. So yeah, it's any option. This actually is really cool to hold. It gives you a nice stable platform. You could install a second handle to the other side, but it would block the battery. Alright, so I think that's it on the handle. If you want to just buy the bottom portion instead of entire handle, that's also available. Notice we have anti-rotations here as well. So you can just kind of, yeah, it's kind of like Lego, so you can build what you want. Now, something really interesting with this plate is we're working on a holster system. So here we got a holster, and then you can mount these adapters to the holster. They can go on either side of the plate, front or back, or this way, and you can install that sphere in any position you wish. And this adapter, the PH1, also has a set screw. So with the set screw, you can prevent the accidental release of this ball. So that's a really nice feature. Okay, this just goes into the either side of the plate, mounts with 2 screws, and it would just lock into the place like this on a holster. And we have a safety lever. Similar to PH1 is the PSO3. Let's mount them this way, I guess. Yeah. Now this also mounts to the either side of the plate. And then this also includes the strap port. So if you have some of our older plates, they don't have the strap port. Obviously these have a strap port. And you can also install anything with the 1/4-20 thread onto here. And this can be installed on a plate 4 ways. Front, back, or the other side here. Over here though, it covers the battery as the camera is really small. Alright. So that's it for that. We'll have a list of all these items here on the website. Another thing we need to show you, and this can work with it's the Boomerang flash bracket, and this can work with the L bracket. You don't need to take that off. Okay. Now the Boomerang, again, since the camera is so small, it covers the battery. So best way is to configure the Boomerang with the CB60 clamp. And then this way you can adjust the horizontal position, you know, to find a position where it doesn't block the battery. Now you can pull it in this way, or if you have an extremely large lens, you can position it, you know, not to get in front of the lens. And it just tightens here. Also the clamp includes a 1/4-20 and a strap port. Now you don't have to get the clamp, you could install the flash bracket directly to the plate, but that's gonna block the battery. Alright, so let me actually take this off. I'll show you how the strap looks. The camera, it just attaches this way. These are the anti-rotation ridges. And these little screws here are safety stops. If these bother you, if you don't want these in there, you can take them off. But please bear in mind that if you do mount them on a ball head, they prevent accidental release. So they stop right there. Okay? Now, to mount a strap loop, you would simply do this. You put it in like so, and the strap loop comes free with the L bracket, and then you just install it with 2 little screws. However, it just covers the battery door. Now, if you're crafty, you could bend this this strap loop a little bit to make it go out of the way. But in our standard configuration, it you know, covers the battery door. But it is bendable. But I don't think we can recommend it. Okay. And here we go in with the grip. Alright, so this feels really nice. Now, if you install it with the battery grip, you can use that strap loop, but the grip also offers you a strap loop here, so it may be kind of redundant, or this may give you a better position. And just like with that other plate, you can install these accessories to the either side of the plate. Here we are with the L bracket. Oh, one thing I didn't show you. I'm gonna be releasing this item here soon. It's the little kind of multi-tool that goes on your keychain. And with this, you can adjust your screws or whatnot. So it has a 5/32 hex and a flathead. Okay, and it's a hardened stainless steel. Alright, so to show you that we can access the battery without any problem, you just release it like this. You can also extend it, and it just slides out to your desired position. Notice we have safety stops here, here, and also in vertical parts. You can remove these at any time. You have magnetic Allen wrench storage. So let me show you how it is when we mount it to a ball head. So voila, it just attaches to any Arca style head. If you want to mount vertically, you go like this. Now we're mounted vertically. So that's really nice, really neat. I think we have one more thing to cover, is the boomerang for the cameras with grip. So if we want to mount this here, let me rotate it this way. I just insert the rods into the ports and then just screw in using the thumb screw. So this here is the BBG. The BBG V2 flash bracket allows you for the vertical button access, okay? So you can press these, and it's yeah, it makes it really easy with pressing these buttons here, okay? And then you can access all the vertical grip functions. And then nothing kind of stands in the way here, so it's really nice, smooth. If you take the L bracket off, you can still install the handle here as well. So the handle would just go here. I got folding stand, all that jazz. So this is how the Boomerang looks on an A9, Sony A9. The beast of a camera. I think we covered everything. Let us know if you have any questions. Again, this was Tom with ProMedia Gear. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you lasted up till now, because this video is kind of long. If you like what you see, subscribe, share, and rate. Take care. Peace.